mother-daughter conversation that is just stays with me
Mm-hmm.
forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't
I
tell
mean,
you too much about that.
I like the parallel between who you call the grandmother, who I call the mother,
Hmm.
Emily and Lorelai and Rory, and that each one is, you can see how each one became who they are from the one above them. Like the
Ooh.
generational, like you have the opposite kid that your mother had.
Mm.
Like Emily had a kid who was like rebellious and like got pregnant super early, and Lorelai has the opposite kid who's
Yes.
like,
However, as much as there is that opposite situation between the generations, you get to see Lorelai respond to Rory just like Emily would to her when sometimes it gets a little controversial in her life. Like when Rory didn't come home
oh,
after the dance.
but nothing happened.
Ugh, we'll get to that. But when Rory comes home, Lorelai reams her. That's not the friendship that they have. But
Mm-hmm.
or when Rory wanted to not go to Chilton all of a sudden because Dean is suddenly interested in her and he goes to Stars Hollow, she loses it. So we do see Lorelai lose it when Rory acts like a quote teenager, when she acts like that's not what she expected. And so it's almost like no matter what kind of mother you are, when your child does something that you don't expect and don't want to expect, you lose it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even chill Lorelai reacts the same as Emily and just loses it.
Right.
Now, the
But
recovery is different.
right. The recovery is different, and the lessons learned are different. I feel like because
Mm-hmm.
Lorelai would defend Rory in a way I don't see Emily defending Lorelai
Right.
to other people,
Because
right?
she doesn't
Like,
believe in that.
right. And like Emily would just be mortified and be
Mm-hmm.
embarrassed. And what does this say about me, my status? She's very status oriented,
Very.
right? So if Lorelai does something that she finds, appalling, she'll just go off. And what will people think? But when Rory does something appalling, she's like, you really worried me.
Yes. And
You know,
also, when Lorelai realizes that she flew off the handle, she pauses and apologizes and has the conversation that she wished she would have had first. So she fixes it, whereas Emily was like, no, I'm right. You're
yeah,
ruining your life.
yeah.
You're ruining my life while you're ruining your life because we are connected and as one. And I don't know if you had that growing up. I did. If
I
I
didn't
did.
have the you're embarrassing me. I think you had more of the you're embarrassing me
Mm-hmm.
from your mom, and my mom was more like Lorelai in that way, where
Mm.
she wasn't like, what will the neighbors think about me? She was like, you're making stupid decisions, but she wasn't like, what will the neighbors think? That was never.
That's what bothered me a lot because it's one thing to tell me that I'm ruining my life and explaining it to me and with love and whatever, but it's another to say we are this kind of family. Period.
Yeah,
End
we
of
didn't get
story.
that. Yeah,
There's a lot of that, and I think that is a first generation thing. Just like Lane gets that from her mom,
right,
and
right.
and whatever you do, will either shame or bring up the family name. So behave yourself. And by the way, this is the behavior that we expect from you, which you know, I feel like I wish I could have been that kind of daughter for them. Just like when Luke was driving Lorelai to the hospital to see her dad. See, I get like already choked up. She starts thinking of the ways of trying to get memories of them that would comfort her, or you just kind of start thinking about your lives together. And she said, he was such a good father, and this is the daughter that he got.
Oh,
And
see,
it's
she internalized frickin' Emily in her voice. That's.
you sort of can't help but do that. I don't know how to
I
stop
know.
myself from doing that. Like, I was such a disappointment, and you tried so hard, and you gave me the tools that I needed to be the person that you wanted me to be.